so far.
The undefeated from Lytham, Scotty Cardle.
Cardle's showing some intent here.
Really impressive little sharp-looking punches that he's throwing.
And there's real snap behind those shots as well.
But this is good stuff from Cardle.
The timing's looking good, the power's looking good.
Terrific right hand. Solid-looking shots. The lovely technique. That's lovely. That is lovely stuff.
Well, these two have been chomping at the bit to get it on. Maxi Hughes showed no fear of the face-off at yesterday's weigh-in. Could get a bit lively out there, couldn't it? Pretty lively in here as well, I can tell you. Battle of the Unbeatens to kick off the night. Scotty Cardle from just down the road in Lytham St Anne's. Great home support for him. Former amateur suffered a cut under his left eye just 3 weeks ago that almost derailed this fight. He takes on Doncaster's Maxi Hughes, who boasts a 9-fight unbeaten record of his own. Southpaw comes into the ring after a 5-week intensive training camp. Says he's in the shape of his life. Someone's always got to go. Sit back and enjoy our coverage in crystal clear high definition. Calling the action, Nick Halling and Jim Watt, after our MC, John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Scotty Cardle.
So in comes Scotty Cardle from down the road in Lytham. 10 fights, 10 wins. But just a sense that he hasn't quite fulfilled yet the huge potential that he showed as an amateur when he went to the last 8 of the World Championships. And Cardle himself has admitted that and says, basically, my career starts now. There's a title on the line, and I'm going to show everybody just how good I can be. He needs a performance tonight, Jim. And looking at him, looking at his demeanour, looking at him at the weigh-in yesterday, there's a real sense of purpose around the guy tonight.
Yeah, I think maybe in some of his performances he's been maybe a little bit too eager to impress and to please. You know, he fights at a real terrific pace. So maybe in the pro game you have to settle down a little bit. Just take your time, sit down in the punches, and you'll get that little bit more power. But a terrific prospect, that's without a doubt.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You've joined us live at the Winter Gardens, Blackpool. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport proudly presents the Betfair New Life of Brian. Sponsored by Betfair, don't settle for less. A night of championship boxing. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Sport, in association with Coldwell Boxing, proudly presents 10 rounds for the vacant Central Area Lightweight Championship. Sponsored by Betfair, don't settle for less. We are live on Sky Sports HD. This is Fight Night Live. All the officials appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, with the supervisor in charge, Dennis Gill-Martin. Timekeeper at the bell is Jamie Kirkpatrick, and our referee in charge of the action and solely in charge of the scoring is referee Mr. Steve Gray of Fleetwood. So, they are the officials, and away we go. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the grey trunks trimmed with blue, weighing at 9 stone, 7.5 pounds, 9-fight record, 8 wins, 1 draw, comes to the ring undefeated from Rossington, Yorkshire, Maxi Hughes. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at 9 stone, 8.5 pounds. He is undefeated, 10 contests, 10 wins, 2 inside the scheduled distance. An amazing amateur career, including membership to the elite Team GB. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lytham St Anne's, please welcome the undefeated Scotty Cardle. So we're ready to go, and let's get the action underway. 10 rounds of boxing for the vacant Central Area Lightweight Championship.
Okay, boys, if a call break, you've got to take a step back. Don't let any punches go around the back of the head, and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. We don't start until you do, boys. Touch them up. Good luck, fellas.
Yeah, look at that intensity from Scotty Cardle. But Maxi Hughes, not a guy that's likely to be intimidated. Cardle starts as favourite, but there's a lot of people around the game that think Hughes is capable of springing a surprise here. And he's brought plenty of travelling fans from Rossington, just south of Doncaster. I just hope for his sake. He's a big Doncaster Rovers fan. I hope he hasn't looked at the football scores today, because Doncaster lost, and they could have got promoted had they won. He doesn't need that kind of moment.
Round one.
10 rounds at stake, the English lightweight title, and a very, very busy division as well. Scotty Cardle in the black, Maxi Hughes in the blue and grey. One a southpaw, as you can see, Hughes. And that's going to be one of the problems that Cardle's going to have to deal with here, and a problem that they're both going to have to sort out for themselves, I think, is both of these fellas like to move. They don't stay in one place for very long. So which one of these two can establish the tempo, establish some authority, and make the other guy box his kind of fight?
Yeah, this is a really good match, and it's refreshing. We're seeing yet another match with two young kids, unbeaten at the same stage of their career, you know, prepared to meet each other. You know, learning the business is more important than building, you know, an undefeated record. And you can see they're right down to work. Two little quality performers here. Already I can see Cardle may have some problems with that southpaw stance of Hughes. He's not a straightforward southpaw. He's a little bit awkward in some of his moves. He knows he wants to move in an anti-clockwise direction. That's what he's trying to do. Push Cardle round the way he suits.
And it's the first rung on the ladder for the winner of this one. You win an area title. There's a central area title at stake here. That's your first step. After that, you move up, hopefully to British title level. The title currently owned by Martin Gethin. What a lovely surprise story that's been. And we wish Martin all the best in his IBF World Title Eliminator coming up as well. And then you look at people like Gavin Rees, Derry Matthews, Anthony Croller. It really is a tasty division. That was a tasty shot from Scotty Cardle. Nice right hand. Hughes just out of range at the moment.
Yeah, Cardle's dealing with the southpaw jab well at the moment. He's countering, and when he decides to let the punches go, he's springing in with the shot.
Keeps his hands low, Scotty Cardle. Nice counter again. Right hand counter. That's going to give him a bit of confidence as well, and it's going to drain the confidence from Maxi Hughes, because that was a clumsy assault.
Yeah, well, Cardle boxed a few weeks ago because he wanted to face a southpaw leading up to this one, and he saw some eye damage that night, so hopefully that hasn't interfered with his sparring. But I tell you, he's looking really sharp in the opening round here.
And very confident as well. And so much sense of purpose around Scotty Cardle tonight as well. Maxi Hughes has got to do something to take some of that away from him. But certainly a very useful opening section for the man from down the road.
Just watch when you come in with that jab, you don't fall over your front feet a little bit, yeah? Nice and composed, all right? When you've done first phase of attack, okay, he stands and then looks to try and reset himself. Come again, two shots, yeah, two shots. But don't shoot high, come low before you go high. Touch the jab and drive that right uppercut up, and then the left hook, all right? He'll fire back, just step back, let him fall short, and come again. Two phases all the time. Initiate it, come back, and come back at him, all right? Yeah? You can't miss him. Every time he's jabbing, Scott, jabbing, every time he's jabbing, just drop there, and let all that right uppercut, let the right hook on him, yeah? All right? You keep your chin down, he'll fire back as soon as you hit him, but you've got to come back at him then, all right, yeah? good, man. Lovely stuff.
Joe Gallagher, the trainer of Scotty Cardle, he'll be happy enough with this.
Yeah, that was a good start from both men. You know, the fight has caught fire straight away. This is going to be a good one. I thought Cardle had the better of things slightly in the opener.
So if the early initiative goes to Scotty Cardle, what can the southpaw from Rossington in South Yorkshire find in response? Maxi Hughes also unbeaten. Not a big puncher, but very capable, very slick, good movement, and very tough as well. Did some sparring with Gary Sykes, who's certainly no slouch. Did some sparring with Curtis Woodhouse. Both those guys say he was impressive. But so far it's Cardle that's looking impressive. Fast left hand there.
Yeah, he's winning the battle of the jabs at the moment, which is important against the southpaw. Looking very, very quick, very sharp.
Coming through with the right hand there as well, Cardle. And Hughes looking just to cover up and spoil.
Yeah, Hughes grabbing hold a little bit there up close, just kind of lost his way. I think the speed of the attacks are giving him some problems. Cardle is on him before he knows quite what's happening.
In and out again.
And this is a nice right hand lead from Cardle against the southpaw, which I don't mind when you come back with a left hook. And that's what he did, lead with the right, back with the left hook. So they've done their homework.
And I'll tell you something, Jim, you mentioned the jabs already. The battle of the jabs doesn't exist at the moment. Hughes can't land one. Short again, just pouring out that right-hand southpaw jab. And again, short, well short of the target area.
Some nice little feints too from Cardle. This really is a kind of mature-looking performance from the young man. Boxing well, he does drop his hands, which will have to be sorted out as he goes through his career. Don't go away with things like that at a higher level, but at the moment, this is a treat to watch.
He'll get away with it against Hughes. Hughes has a lot of qualities that he brings to the ring, but he's not a puncher. But yeah, he does keep his hands low. Somewhere down the road that's going to catch him, but not right now. He's in control here, Scotty Cardle, and growing in confidence before our eyes.
That was a solid right hand. It seemed to catch Hughes in the forehead, but knocked him onto his heels.
Fast tonight, accurate, Scotty Cardle. It is so far, a professional performance from Scotty Cardle. If he's been a little bit disappointed by his high standards in his last 2 or 3 fights, so far tonight, he's looked razor sharp and in control of this one.
Don't switch off. Lovely, all right? Beautiful. Lovely work, all right? Yeah. The few shots you've caught him with, he's troubling him with the power, all right? Okay, you've got him a shot there into it and a body shot. Don't worry. Just got to keep very sharp on that jab, and when you jab, like you are doing, touch, boom, back out. Don't get caught in his counter, all right? And then you can come back again, all right? Yeah. Make him overreach for that jab, because Scotty, when he's overreach, just drop that shoulder and let the right uppercut go. It'll come. Yeah. He'll throw a token jab. You've got to be sharp, slip, boom, all right? Okay? Yeah. Lovely. All right, and when you're going up close, like you say, don't go looking for the head, it's ducking low. Yeah. So hit the body, you do it well. Lovely body shot, all right? You've got to stay sharp.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Really quick. That sharpness in every movement, picking some beautiful punches, leading with the right hand, back with the left hook, showing it all.
Round three of this 10-round battle for the Central Area lightweight title. Scotty Cardle from Lytham St Anne's in the black. Maxi Hughes from Rossington, South Yorkshire. Very much on the receiving end of this one at the moment, but still a long, long way to go. And surely, if anything's going to start working for Maxi Hughes, he's got to get that jab retuned. It's just missing, it's short.
So I think Hughes is going to have to tighten up a little bit and try and get close. He's trying to box Cardle at long range, it's not working. But, you know, he's boxed a lot at the journeyman level.
Decent left hand there. Just a slight dip at the knees from Hughes as he felt that one.
See, I think Hughes has been posed problems he's never seen before. The speed, the accuracy, and just the punches from all different angles, he can't cope with it.
Hughes looking to try and up the tempo himself, but didn't bother Cardle there. And he's looking a little bit confused here, Hughes, not sure what to do next. Again, a tentative right jab that just doesn't get anywhere near the target. He barely pulled it.
It's clever what Cardle is doing. He's fighting in little bursts, just picking his moments when to go to work. Just frustrating Hughes, drawing the leads and whipping in the counters. Good stuff.
And a couple of body shots got in there as well. Some spite there, landing with the right hand upstairs. Hughes has brought a lot of travelling supporters. And they're trying to raise their man at the moment, trying to lift his spirits.
See, I think Hughes is throwing jabs without any real belief that they're going to land. You know, I don't think he quite knows how to go about this. You know, these jabs are out of range. I just think there's not much difference in experience between them, but I think the tremendous amateur experience that Cardle has is standing in good stead here. He's really boxing well.
Time after time, Hughes just falling short badly with that lead jab. And he's so open when he does, and just getting picked off.
Well, if you can't slip the punches, you have to block them, and I think that's what Hughes should be thinking of. Tighten up his defences a little bit, try to get him close, but it's a struggle for him.
Lovely work. When you've got close exchanges, he's doing what you're doing. He's coming in and rolling out to the side.
Yeah, I know.
Feint, give it him and let him come up. And as he pulls off to the side, wait till he comes up and then put it on him. Right? He spins, but as he comes off, yeah, as he comes up, wait for him. As he comes up, then put it on him. All right, yeah. Because he's not composed, he's just spinning, don't know where he is. So feint, watch him move, yeah, and then let him come. As he comes in, you come in with that right hand, left hook, all right? And don't forget, that jab of his is waiting for that slip right uppercut. All right, one or two, yeah.
Well, Scotty Cardle enjoying home comfort and home support at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Hughes is going to have to find a little bit of success because I think the belief has been knocked out of him here. A real uphill struggle. And
the cheerleaders there are Mum and Dad, Joe and Irene. They're enjoying it. They produced a couple of sporting sons, in addition to Scotty. Brother Joe is a professional footballer as well.
Well, it's obvious that Hughes knows something has to change. He's been soundly outboxed, so he's trying to put a little bit more into what he's doing now. Charging at Cardle, he can't box him at a range, so he's going to have to try something else. I would suggest tightening up the defence, getting the chin down, the hands up, and just try to get close.
If ever a plan B was needed, it is now, because this one is in danger of spiralling out of control for Maxi Hughes.
With full credit, he's trying to up the tempo, he's trying to take the initiative away from Cardle, putting a little bit more into his attacks. But it's just like a will-o'-the-wisp. Cardle just can't pin him down.
Well, he's made Cardle miss a little bit in the last round and in the early going of this round as well. Not everything is landing clean from Scotty Cardle as it was earlier.
Well, he's not, standing off and allowing Cardle to decide when to go to work. He's trying to take the initiative. Good shot from him. This is better from Hughes.
Scotty Cardle just dangling the chin out there and just saying, come on then, have a go at that. not a strategy that you would recommend against a big puncher. He obviously feels he'll get away with it against the light-hitting Hughes here. But Hughes definitely upping the tempo here.
Yep, and he's getting himself into the fight a little bit more, Hughes. Trying to make the first move. The trouble is he's probably using up a fair bit of steam, raising the tempo, and he's not really getting a lot of change back. Cardle coming back at him again now.
Looking to land a left-hand counter of his own there, Hughes. But Cardle's starting to find the range a little bit here. So Hughes has to make sure he just keeps on top of him. It's been a better round for him. And again, just slipping inside there, making Cardle miss.
Yep, a lot more success in this round for Hughes. Whether he's won the round is a different matter, but no, this is good. Yep,
that's a really good right hand. That'll give Maxi Hughes something to build on now.
Just keep pinging that eye, pinging that eye. All right, he's moving, but what he's doing is using a lot of energy with his legs. Yeah. It's sloping around on two, all right? You keep pinging, but don't be overshooting for the head too much. If the head shots are coming, bring them up as a screw shot or an uppercut, yeah? And don't forget, it's that straight right hand to the body is there for him, you know? It's just straight into the body, then come up with the left hook to the head, all right? But always come on the outside there, all right? Yeah? Lovely work. Keep pinging the jab, and when you've pinged it, you've got to come out. Ping it and come out, don't stay for the count. You've seen there, you threw a backhand and you caught, but you needed to come back then, you didn't engage, you initiated, but didn't counter, all right?
Corner's 10 seconds.
Good company there, Scotty Cardle in that corner. And he's going to need some of their advice after this assault from Maxi Hughes.
Yeah, well, you can see we talk about his lack of defence, and this is something that's going to have to be addressed as he moves through his career.
Yeah, Cardle needs a good round here just to let everybody know who is top dog, and Hughes needs a good round here to get himself right back into this 10-rounder. So this is a big 3 minutes. Yeah, the bell came at the wrong time really for Maxi Hughes. He was just enjoying a little spell of success. Can he build on that? Yeah, good work from Cardle defensively.
Well, I think Hughes needed a good round on the fourth because it kind of despondent look as he went back to his corner. So they've fired them up. I thought he had a terrific fourth round. So he has to try and build on that now.
Well, I thought Cardle looked absolutely sensational in those first 2 rounds. I thought Hughes did a better job of making him miss a bit in the third, and then pinched the fourth for me. So it's whether Hughes can keep that going here. He's certainly up the work rate. That's a good effort from him. I'm not sure he's troubling Cardle too much, though, in this round.
I mean, I'm sure the 10-round distance must have played in his mind at the start of this. But you can't think about the 10 rounds. You just have to go on with the job. If you're losing the early rounds, you just have to forget about, you know, saving in the tank. You have to win some rounds, and that's what Hughes is trying to do.
Yeah, neither of these two fellas have been 10 rounds before. Cardle's never been past 8. Hughes never been past 6. As Hughes lunges in and misses again. In this round, which I gave it a big build-up, a vitally important round for both fellas. Just not catching fire at all at the moment as we get into the last minute of it. I think Cardle will be the happier of the two with the way this one's going. Bit crude that from Hughes, who does his work out of the Millennium Gym in Rotherham. Mark Bryan, Jamie Kennedy.
But Hughes has found a little bit of sharpness of his own, you know, defensively, so very few clean punches landed here. Maybe Cardle just a slight edge, but the movement of Hughes looking a little bit sharper. getting his punches off quicker. Not finding the accuracy required, though.
We have a couple of guests at ringside. A couple of real good old pros, Ryan Rhodes, Jamie Moore. And I think we should hear from them now because they're in the company of Ed Robinson.
Well, Jamie, is Scotty Cardle in control?
Yeah, he's in control. I scored that round level and I scored the previous round to Maxi Hughes, but I scored the first 3 to Scotty Cardle. He looked awesome first 3 rounds. Seems to have took his foot off the gas a little bit. He's not countering as much. He's still making Hughes miss, but he's not coming back with the shots. So you know, he's still pretty much in control, but maybe he could go through the gears a little bit more. But he's been impressive.
Maxi Hughes isn't a puncher, Ryan. What does he need to do to win this fight?
I think they both got a really good game plan. I think Scotty Cardle's just edging the game plan as we speak. I think the movement on both the fighters is fantastic. The head movement and the fast feet is brilliant. Maxi just needs to pressure him that little bit more to get closer to Scotty, but great fight.
Yep, great fight.
Seconds out, round 6.
Round 6 of this 10-rounder. Yeah, it's a pros fight, isn't it? You can see the old pros enjoying this one. What a technique. As we said right at the start, Jim, and we're seeing it, these two fellas move so well. They don't hang around long, do they?
Yeah, and I'm impressed that, you know, young Hughes at this stage of his career, things were going against him for 3 rounds. He had to come up with something, and he's done it. So that's credit, because he looked despondent, as I say, at the end of the 3rd round. But now, little fire in his belly. A good shot from Cardle.
Cardle really needs a good round here just to steady the ship, not allow Hughes any way back into this fight. Hughes, of course, another decent round. Makes it very interesting indeed. A lot to play for in this one. Certainly the work rate has dropped from Scotty Cardle, and Hughes trying to take advantage of that. Got picked up at the end of that little flurry, though.
Yeah, that was a good little exchange, but the better punches did come from Cardle.
And again there, good use of the left hand from Scotty Cardle.
I mean, he carries his hands low, as we've said, but he can whip some punches in from unusual angles, and I don't think Hughes sees some of them coming.
Another good left. Been looking for that left uppercut.
Yeah, but he led with the right hand too. Right hand first, then back with the left. That was a terrific little 2-punch combination there.
And again. And this is good stuff from Scotty Cardle.
He's stepping in with the punches now, looking for a bit more snap.
There's quite a bit of swelling under the right eye of Maxi Hughes now. He's landed some very spiteful left hands in this round, Scotty Cardle. Yeah, beating his man to the punch again. This is good from Cardle. Yeah, not so good if you're a Maxi Hughes supporter.
Yeah, he's punishing the mistakes that Hughes is making now. He's forcing the mistakes and punishing them. This is good stuff from Cardle. Still looking very quick, very sharp. We've seen some lovely punching from him in this round. Impressive stuff.
Does hold his hands low there, doesn't he? He really does. I'm sure it's a habit they'll try and train out of him. That might be easier said than done. Hughes' cheerleaders trying to lift their man again. But that was a really good round for Scotty Cardle. Back in control of this one.
Trying to hit the rounds off you, which are rounds you're dominating, all right, okay? But at the end, you're getting caught with the odd silly shot, all right, okay? Then some good shots, and you're making it uncomfortable for him, okay? But then you're letting him reset and go for a walk. You've got to turn the screw a little bit more, all right? You've got to let that right uppercut go. Touch, you haven't seen it coming yet, and drive it up. Touch, boom, and let it go.
Nah,
Gallagher wants the uppercuts.
That was the little 2-punch combination. Lead with the right, come back with the left hook against the southpaw. Worked a treat there. That's the stats.
Yeah, Cardle throwing not more punches than Hughes, but just look at what lands. That's the difference. He's more economical and an awful lot more efficient. Hughes is working hard, but especially those jabs in the early rounds, missing time and time again.
Round 7.
Round 7 of this 10-rounder. At stake, the central area lightweight title. Cardle digs in a left to the body to open up this 7th round, and then switches the attack upstairs and catches Hughes once again. Now, Hughes is elusive, but he's trying to find somewhere to hide at the moment, and he's not having much success.
Beginning to look stronger than Hughes now. Cardle, the way he's coming forward, he's imposing himself, which he wasn't able to do earlier, he wasn't trying to do earlier. But there's a bit of maturity and a little bit of snap in the punches he's throwing now.
Enjoying it, Scotty Cardle. You get no sense of tightness or pressure from him. He's just out there, comfortable and in the zone. And for Maxi Hughes, this is turning into a tough night.
And there's no dip in the speed of the moves and the punches from Cardle. I think Hughes would have been hoping that by the halfway stage maybe things would have slowed down and he could get himself a bit closer. That's not happened.
Hughes looking to counter. No trouble with that. Mainly because of Cardle's speed. He's in and out so fast. And again, he starts the exchanges and finishes them so well, Scotty Cardle, and that's what you tend to remember.
There's some lovely little subtle moves too, you know, he makes as though he's coming into range, a little half step back, draws the lead, and he's ready with the counter. Some lovely moves I'm sure he picked up in his amateur days, but they're working as a pro.
And as he has so often, Maxi Hughes missing again. Well, there's a bit of blood from the hairline, I think, coming from Maxi Hughes, just to add to the problems. And in fact, the cut, there's a cut, big cut on the right eye of Scotty Cardle. Well, that must have been a head clash, both of them streaming blood at the moment. So that changes things again, and yet again, it's a cut for Scotty Cardle. This is becoming an epidemic for him.
Yeah, it's a worry. It's the 3rd time now in fights he's been cut. I mean, clashes of heads, I mean, is fair enough, but that doesn't mean a weakness. But I'll be very surprised. We have an experienced referee here. I'm sure he'll give each of the corners a chance to get to work on the cut. I would say that Cardle's is probably the worst of the two because it's on the hairline there. So you just have to keep cool here. You don't punch any harder because you're cut. So just carry on. The job is going well. You're doing it right. So carry on.
And just a few seconds left for the corner to get hold of these cuts and try and stem the flow of blood. As it's got Maxi in there. That must have been quite a collision. The right hand from Hughes there, right on the bell. And now the corners will have to go to work. It's earn your money time for the cuts men. Well, you said it, Jim. It must have been a clash of heads. And Steve Gray, referee, saying clash of heads.
Yeah, but there it is. Well, when you see both cut right at the same point, then you know you can put your money on it. It's been a clash of heads, and Cardle again coming off worse. See, that's the thing you have to learn. That's a part of the business too. You learn to keep your chin down so that when clashes do occur, then the other fella comes off worse. If anybody does, Scotty Cardle hasn't quite learned that yet, and that's a nasty cut. It's wide.
10 seconds.
That really is a horrible one.
Stopped the bleeding either. That's a nasty one.
Seconds
There's
out,
the one on the hairline.
8.
For Maxi Hughes. And you say they've stopped the bleeding for Scotty Cardle. They haven't. It started again. It really is a bad one, just 2 rounds after this. As you say, you've got a referee in there who's very experienced and certainly won't panic, Steve Gray.
See, the problem with a head clash cut, there's swelling too, which makes the wound gape. I mean, if a punch causes that then it's bad enough. But a clash of heads, as I say, swelling, the gapes. They didn't even manage to stop the bleeding between rounds there. So hopefully it won't have a bearing on this, because this has been a terrific performance by both men, but particularly Scotty Cardle.
Blood all over the forehead of Maxi Hughes as well. So the two cut men will have to go to work at the end of this one as well. Ian Johnson, Frank Hopkins. And not surprisingly, it's just taken a little bit of the fire out of this one.
Yeah, McCardle's a bit mindful now of what he's doing. He wants to punch without taking a chance of being hit. You know, not quite so dominant, you know, not quite so aggressive, which is good sense. Have a round, give the corner another little go at the cut. Then maybe try to finish on a high, but this is a round you don't want to burst in the air. It goes, good shot, Hughes.
Long left from Hughes. And landed on the target area. And Hughes doing the right thing, trying to target that eye. Again, real good response this from Maxi Hughes. You think, especially the first couple of rounds, how he looked outclassed and out of his depth. He's recovered very well and made a good fight of this.
Yep, and he's landed the better punches than this round so far as we move into the last minute. Cardle has stood off a little bit more, not imposed himself quite the way, as you can imagine, because of the cut.
Cardle, definitely, I think it's his game that's been more affected by that cut. Walking into a straight right hand there. And that cut really is a shocker for Scotty Cardle. Horrible.
And it really is a bleeder to Cardle. The times he's been cut, then he's taken more punishment on the eye, and again.
And it's clever this from Maxi Hughes. He's doing a really clever job in there. And Steve Gray, the referee, just gave that cut a really long look. And Ian Johnson in Scotty Cardle's corner has got a serious problem to deal with here.
See my hand go there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, you see what he's looking for the big shots there, yeah? All right, okay. Keep pinging that jab. He's got a cut in his head and his head as well. But ping that jab and bring that left hook in and show that right hand down the side. All right, okay? It's all right. That's all right. There's only 2 rounds left. Yeah? All right.
A bit of kidology there from Ian Johnson as Steve Gray, the referee, came over and said, is that all right? And he did a clever job here, didn't he, Maxi Hughes? Just trying to pick off some left hands.
Yep, he certainly landed the better punches in that round. Good response from him. I mean, his injury not serious, obviously, way up the top of the head, but big worries for Cardle, because his cut is nasty. They managed to stop the bleeding this time, but I would imagine Steve Gray will take some of that grease away. There's a lot of grease on the eye. I think he's wiped some of it himself, actually.
I think he did, yeah. One more round after this. I've still got Cardle in front here, and handily so, but I've been so impressed with Maxi Hughes. A huge step up in class for him tonight. And he's shown he's not far behind Scotty Cardle and pouring it on again here. Really giving it something here, the underdog.
Well, that's exactly what it has to do. I was saying a few rounds ago, tighten up the defence and go for Cardle. When the other guy's a smoother performer than you have to take that away from him. You can't stand off. Set the pace, tighten the defences and get close. That was a good response from him there.
And again, Cardle a bit tentative, a bit cagey, and again getting caught by another left hand. And again, this is getting really interesting.
Yep, Hughes is showing a lot of determination. A few rounds ago, it looked as though he was getting knocked out of this. What a response. He's trying to take charge. He wants to get himself into the driving seat. Terrific battle, this one.
It really is. And you've got to give Maxi Hughes a lot of credit. He looked a league below in the first couple of rounds. He really did. Kept his game together. Made some little adjustments. And has grown in confidence. And whatever the result here, I think Maxi Hughes is going to take an awful lot out of this one. And I don't think we've seen the last of him by a long chalk.
Yep, and he's made Cardle miss a lot in this round too. He's boxed well. He's set the pace, he's got his punches off first. Another good attack, okay, not the accuracy. But he's kept the work rate up.
And the cut is obviously bothering Cardle, but the same goes for Hughes. He's cut as well, and he's not letting it bother him. That's the difference here. Cardle with a neat little left hand, but his successes have been few and far between the longer this one's gone on.
I mean, you can see signs that Cardle's going to have some problems later on in his career if he doesn't address the defensive problems. I mean, dropping his hands, pulling his head back as he moves away. There's still little bad habits will have to be dealt with.
That was better from him. Defensively, Cardle. Yeah, oh, those long southpaw left hands from Maxi Hughes. The work rate from Hughes in that round was absolutely terrific. And his supporters are on their feet on the balcony. They're loving this.
No, this is terrific stuff. I mean, from two young men putting their undefeated records on the line, really going for it, and full credit to Hughes, what he's put into this. He's facing a man who's much smoother than he is, good bit more talented, but he's trying to cancel that out just by sheer grit. In the last couple of rounds, I think he's put up a terrific effort. Terrific response from him.
Looked like a mismatch after 2 rounds, didn't it, Jim? It really did. I thought this lot would be packing their bags and going home early. I tell you, if this was 12 rounds instead of 10, it could be very interesting, and it may yet be closer than we think.
Bonus 10 seconds.
Another little nick, more eye damage, just a little nick on Cardle's left eye as well. I think he's happy he's winning this.
And final round.
I have him 3 points up at the moment. Just a little bit too much grease, but referee Gray has let it go.
The last round of what has been a real good scrap for the Central Area lightweight title. Scotty Cardle in the black. Put a lot of early rounds in the bank. And boy, has he needed them, because Maxi Hughes from Rossington in South Yorkshire has come after him in the second half of this one. And what looked like a procession after 2 or 3 rounds has turned into a real good tear-up. Cardle trying to apply some pressure, set the pace.
Well, they can take some chances now, Cardle. You can see the finishing tape. For a couple of rounds they had to be careful because of the injury. But no way that the referee Gray's going to stop this in the last round. So he can take some chances and just make sure he gets another round in the bank.
Hughes needs a real big finish here. Not sure if he's got it, because he's put so much into this. And even that, as you say, Jim, on your card, even that won't be enough. But what a credit he's been.
Well, it took him a few rounds to get into the fight. So it's been an uphill struggle for him all the way. He's shown a lot of character, a lot of grit, and a lot of talent too. A good attack there from him.
And it's the first time we've seen Scotty Cardle really put under any kind of pressure at all. Two unbeaten 23-year-olds, and they put it all on the line. One of them, in less than a minute, is going to be Central Area champion. And if it is Cardle, he'll deserve it. But I don't think we've seen the last of Maxi Hughes at this level.
Hughes' punch is just out of range at the moment. You have to say Cardle can keep a fair old pace going for the 10 rounds. It's never been a problem too. He's still moving sharply, looking strong.
Oh, that was a wicked little left hook there from Scotty Cardle. Hughes felt that one. Yeah, Cardle will take a lot out of this as well. You know, we're praising Maxi Hughes, and rightly so, but this is the first time over 10 for Scotty Cardle. The first time he's been put under pressure. He's had to deal with a really bad cut. He's kept his game together, and he's finished as he started, on top. And that was a terrific 10-round scrap. And both of them deserve the standing ovation they're getting.
Yep, well, that was a terrific 10-rounder from start to finish, quality all the way. Two young men putting their undefeated records on the line. They get right down to work, right down to business, right from the first bell. And it was class and quality and excitement all the way through. You can see the stats favouring Cardle. I have him there 4 points up at the end, but that doesn't tell the full story. I have it 97-93, but that doesn't really give the story what young Hughes put into this. It was a terrific effort. The fight looked as though it was slipping away from him as early as the 4th round. He responded and played his part in a great little 10-round battle.
It really was, and I'd agree with you as well, Jim. I think he's got it quite comfortably. How did the guys at ringside see it, though, Ed?
Well, very entertaining. Jamie, have you got Cardle the winner?
I have, yeah. I thought he boxed a very clever fight. I loved his reactions, his timing, his counter-punching. He was fought at a good pace. Maxi Hughes gave a great effort as well. I thought he was fought at a very high level of boxing for the Central Area title fight, and he kept me glued all the way through. It was a great contest.
Two prospects putting their unbeaten record on the line, and they'll both have learnt from that, Ryan.
The art of boxing is to hit and not be hit, and that was the art of boxing tonight. It was great tactics from both boxers. The Central Area title was on the line today. That was worthy of a British title tonight, in my opinion, but great fight from both fighters.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of magnificent championship boxing, referee Steve Gray has insisted you show your appreciation to two of the best lightweights in the country. And now the result for the Central Area Championship. Maxi Hughes has scored 94 points, Scotty Cardle has scored 98 points, your winner. And new Central Area lightweight champion from Lytham St Anne's, Scotty Cardle. But ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for a very, very game challenger in Maxi Hughes. And now representing the championship bout from the Boxing Board of Control.
Terrific tear-up to start the evening. Really, really entertaining 10-rounder, wasn't it? Scotty Cardle getting the decision. Maxi Hughes getting good support from these travelling fans from Rossington. And just the belt, the strap, the Central Area lightweight title goes to Scotty Cardle. We'll hear from him in a couple of moments' time. Chief support on the way. Lee Selby against this man, Australia's Corey McConnell. Is the Australian champion taking this fight at 12 days' notice, says he's not afraid to take any risks. He's pumped up, he's ready for the challenge. Quick hands, as you can see there, going through his final preparations as he takes on Lee Selby. Lee Selby has the potential to be a real star, the current British and Commonwealth featherweight champion. World-class potential, but will he show his world-class potential against that man, Corey McConnell of Queensland, Australia? That's coming next. The Commonwealth featherweight title on the line. It's our chief support of the evening. Let's get a reaction from both men now, talking to Ed Robinson.
Well, Scotty, that was a step up in class, a clash of unbeaten prospects. Did it bring out the best in you?
Yeah, definitely did. Well, I said that from the day one, really. Obviously, I've had them 10 previous fights, but that was just a practice leading up to the class like Maxi Hughes. It's been brilliant, and that's the kind of fight I enjoy. I loved every round of it. He came to win, and it was great. Obviously, did my hand in the 6th round, and I didn't really have much right hand after that, but great fight, and I've enjoyed every round.
Maxi, you lose your unbeaten record, but you'll have learned in there, won't you?
Definitely. that's the only way to learn. The way to the top is to fight fights like this. I think we're both a credit for both putting the undefeated tag on the line there, and that's what boxing's about.
How badly hurt is the hand?
Well, it's sore at the moment, but obviously I went through it, and we'll just see when we take the gloves off.
And obviously you also cut. Did that unsettle you at all? Is that a worry going forward?
It was a worry, but as soon as the doctor said it should be fine, I knew that the sparring would be okay and everything was okay. And I'll be honest, the preparation for Maxi had to be great, and obviously I sparred the likes of Terry Flanagan, and that was I can't thank him enough. And it's been brilliant, the preparation. I've enjoyed every minute of that as well.
Well done to both of you.
Tell you what, lads, we enjoyed every minute of that as well, didn't we, Glenn?
It was very entertaining, you know, great skills, and you know, showed some real character. And good to see Maxi Hughes, you know, he was the credit as well, because he put an awful lot into the fight, and he shouldn't be disappointed with that loss.
What did Scotty Cardle get right and Maxi Hughes maybe not get so right?
Well, it was a terrific chess match, wasn't it? Fought at a really fast pace. I just think Scotty Cardle was just that one step ahead, just slightly faster with his reflexes. You know, he started so well, won the first 2 or 3 rounds quite clearly with better reflexes and a better tactics, I think.
But Hughes, you know, came into the fight. He had his good moments as well, but you know, I think they were obviously both hampered. Cardle, you know, with the cut, which obviously played its part, he showed great character to come through and win a fight with that. And you know, that's testament to his skills. But that cut was really bad, and that might be a bit of a worry as his career moves on.
He said he hurt his hand in the 6th. It was 4th and 5th, and Maxi Hughes started the trigger and feinted shots, which caused a bit of surprise there to Scotty Cardle. He won a couple of rounds.
That is the clash of heads.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't affect Ricky Hatton's career. You know, Ricky Hatton got over the cuts okay. I think he's just been unlucky in his last 2 fights. That would have cut anybody. That was a massive clash of heads.
I'd like to see him just hold his hands up a little bit more. He gets hit occasionally a little bit too often, you know, and I think if he had his hands held high and you know, traditional guard, I think that would help that. And I think with getting the cuts, he maybe has to learn to do that.
Credit to both of them, though, putting their unbeaten records on the line and putting in a performance like that.
Well, it's just good to show they're both 23 young men. You know, never been past 8 rounds either of them, 4 for Maxi Hughes, and they've done that, you know, and it just goes to show their careers have been enhanced. Even Maxi Hughes, in losing that fight, he's enhanced his reputation, and he's all the better for it, you know.
Does the hand injury